employee contributions, and we need to make employee contributions to the pension funds fluctuate with the results, the investment results of the pension funds. The way to think about this issue is, how many of you have IRAs and 401k plans and retirement plans? And how many of you had your retirement plans go down in value from 2007 to 2009? Did anyone come to you after you had lost your money and offer to make you whole and to give you money to make up for the investment losses that you took? Did that happen to anyone here? Exactly, to a few bankers. It actually happened to all of the city employees of Los Angeles and to all the government employees in the state of California, because that's how pension fund math and the funding mechanisms work. Employee contributions are largely fixed by collective bargaining agreement or by statute, whereas the taxpayer contributions, the money that you and I all spend, can go up infinitely, and that's what's been happening. This is Lacers, the pension fund for the main employees of the city of LA. As you can see, the dashed lines here are the contributions as a percentage of payroll, and Lacers employees have had the same 6% or so of their payroll deducted from their paycheck every month and deposited into their pension plans, whereas we have had to contribute from about 6% up to over 20%. So for every employee who makes $100,000, we're contributing about $23,000 in addition for their pension benefits. And the projections we have show that contribution rate going up above 35, potentially even 40% for Lacers employees within 5 years. Next slide, please. Fire and police pension, same issue. The firemen and policemen of the city contribute 8 to 9% of their paychecks into the pension system. We are now contributing in excess of 25%, and there is the possibility that, well, we're certainly going to be contributing more than 50% 5 years from now. It could go as high as 80%. So for a senior fireman or a senior cop earning $100,000 a year, we would then be putting an incremental $70,000 or $80,000 a year into that employee's pension system. This is an unbelievable level of financial risk, and it is completely asymmetrical. And this asymmetry is one of the main reasons why we are where we are today. Next slide, please. So we, the business community has advocated that we explore a higher level of base contributions and an opportunity and a funding mechanism that shares the risk of poor investment results between the taxpayers and the city's employees. We think that since it's the city's employees, it's their pensions, it's their retirements, it's only fair that their contributions go up as a result of poor investment results, just like ours do. And if we have good investment results, they can come down together. But there needs to be an equality of that funding mechanism. If we could go back up for a moment, just to put this in perspective, every 1% increase in employee contribution rates citywide will save taxpayers $40 million annually. So this is big money we're talking about. And just to be clear, because of the like benefit clause that we discussed earlier, this will only apply to new employees. When you are altering pension plans at all, you're really only talking about creating a new tier of employees and a new tier of benefits for future hires. So this is something that will take a long time to start to work, but it's a structural reform and it needs to begin now. Next slide, please. Raising the retirement age. The California Foundation for Fiscal Responsibility, a group that is attempting to put pension reform on the statewide ballot in November, has repeatedly said that if you raise the retirement age by about 5 years, subject to certain assumptions, you can essentially have the liability because the employees collect their pensions for less time as retirees and they contribute more, and the investment returns can accumulate for longer within a pension fund. So there's a lot of leverage, there's a lot of savings to be had by reducing, by increasing the retirement age of government workers. Many employees covered by Lacers and the Water and Power retirement system retire before the age of 60. Many firemen and cops in LA will retire before the age of 55. These are people who are able to retire at a much younger age than all of us because of the pension formulas that they are entitled to. The business groups that we discussed are calling for the normal Social Security retirement age of 67 for 66, excuse me, for most city employees, the people who work desk jobs, if you will, and the non-public safety employees. Because public safety employees tend to start their careers at a younger age, and because they tend to work a little bit less, their pension benefits are calculated a little bit differently, and we are recommending the Social Security age minus 6 to 8 years for that class of employees. And again, like our prior recommendation, this is applicable to new hires only. Next slide, please. We're proposing a lower annual service credit. So the way a pension benefit is calculated for an employee is your pension is calculated as your final or highest year of salary, depending on the plan, times the number of years that you worked, times a service credit, which is a percentage of your salary for every year that you worked. And up here you can see the service credits for the different classes of employees in the city of LA. They're all in the 2% range. We are recommending a lowering of those rates to 2% for general employees and 2.25% for public safety employees. And we're also advocating that pension benefits be capped at 65 to 75% of total salary for all city employees, regardless of what type of employee they are. For many city employees who work to the full retirement age, they are eligible for benefits of 90 to 100% of their highest year salary for life, plus their cost of living adjustments as time goes on. We are proposing that the pension benefits be lower and that they take longer to accrue. For a few employees, like cops and firemen who are hired right out of high school, that will mean that they will earn a full pension benefit a little bit before the normal retirement ages that we're proposing, and so there may have to be a bridge system of delayed collection of benefits and an end to pension contributions once they reach that full credit ability when they get older. There are a number of ways to do that, and that's technical and less important in the context of this discussion. And again, applicable to new hires only. Next slide. Service credit purchase changes. This is a pretty minor one. I won't spend too much time here, but within Lacers, employees are able to buy service credit for government work at other government agencies at a price that underprices that benefit at some of the other